Hello and welcome back to the Cheltenham Festival, day 4, and now it's time for the second race of the afternoon. This is the 2.10, this is the county hurdle. Got quite a few non-runners here because of the ground, so we'll go through the runners. Number 1, Pied Piper. Number 2, Zenta. Number 3, Magical Zoe. Number 6, King of Kingsfield. Number 7, Westport Cove. Number 8, Bialystok. Number 9, Absurde. Number 10, Risk Bell. Number 13, Petit Tonnerre. Number 14, Favour. Number 15, L'Eau de Sud. Number 16, So Scottish. Number 18, Sam Huey. Number 19, Mr. Freedom. Number 20, By Your Side. Number 21, Affodil, and number 22, Media Naranja. Now the non-runners we've got here, there's quite a few of them: Encanto Bruno, Hansard, Alchem Risk, Gin Coco, Paramount, and the one from yesterday there, Rare Middleton. So let's go into the spreadsheet, and just looking back to the first race there, we had the first and the second, which were our first and the second selections. So that was a good start for the final day. Let's hope it can carry on. So getting back to the county hurdle, the 2.10, our number 1 selection here is Absurde. So let's go and have a look at Betfair at the prices here. And Absurde on the drift out to 21. So you would need a stake of £4.76 on this one to return £100. And our second selection is Pied Piper. Now, just before I do this one, you can see that the over round prices there are 101.9, so this is about where it should be. And Pied Piper, another one on the drift, this is now 22, would need a stake of £4.55 to return £100. Our third selection is L'Eau de Sud, and this is the current favourite at 5, so 4 to 1 on that. You'd need £20 to return 100. Number 4 is, or our fourth selection, is Zenta, another JP McManus here. That's 14 on the exchange, and a stake of £7.14 would be needed to return £100. Our fifth selection is Favour, and Favour, this is trading currently at 10.5. That would require a stake of £9.52 to return £100. And so far we've laid out £45.97, so we've only got £4.03 remaining. And our sixth selection is Magical Zoe. Magical Zoe trading there at 13. Really wanted £7.69, but we don't have that left. All we've got is £4.03. So we'll put that on, and you'll see when we delete all the rest, the stakes at the bottom there are 50. Bring the calculator out for the last one. The SP at 13 times £4.03 will get us our stake money back if Magical Zoe was to win. So we wouldn't lose any money in this race if one of our selections came in. And that's Magical Zoe to get our money back. And we then have 5 running for us to win. We've got Favour, Zenta, L'Eau de Sud, Pied Piper, and Absurde. So one of those 5 wins, we double our money, and if Magical Zoe was to win, we would get our money back. And we're going into this race just over £100, about I think it was £103 something, I think it was, or 102 in front now for the whole meeting going into this race. The county handicap hurdle there, £56,270 to winning connections. And then we'll be back after that for the 250, which is the Albert Bartlett there. Just going to look to see if there's any non-runners. And there's 2 non-runners in that so far. That's Butcher Hollow and Shannar Bob. But I'll come back to that as we get nearer to the off. I'll be back about 20 to 3 for that. And as we've still got about 3 minutes to go, we may as well go over to ITV, where they... Let's see, they must be down at the post.
Because over here, Leighton, my cameraman, loves this bit. Mr. Freedom is one of the best back horses at a big price. And connections are right. Hello! Trouble as ever. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Mr. Freedom's been a great horse, and there's a sad but lovely story with this boy, because Stan, who was the main part of the group who owns it, he passed away before Christmas. What a way to remember him if you could win today.
It'd just be absolutely amazing, wasn't it? Wouldn't it even? But I remember standing in the paddock at Windsor, back on the flat with him, obviously back in the summer, and we were discussing the plans for the horse, and Stan was going, "Oh, county." It sort of had to be done.
Yeah. Let's have it for Mr. Freedom today, Sheena. And wow, you have turned out well this afternoon. Have a great day.
Have another drink.
Have another drink is right, but yeah, Load of Sud is the warm favourite here, and why? Well, you can see why when you watch back the Betfair Hurdle. Here he is in the middle of the track, and that's a Berrico Lord down the inside. Now they finish first and second. Early in the back straight, Dan Skelton has gone forward. Nico de Bonville is still following him, but when they get across the bottom, Harry Skelton even has slipped further forward, and the Berrico Lord's gone back a bit. Now that left Harry Skelton in front by the time we got to the second last, and Nico de Boinville was still chasing him down on the other side of the track. Load of Sud gets a bit lonely in front, but still lands a couple of lengths in front. Now behind him in the brown and pink is his stable companion Favre, who was a runner-up in last weekend's Imperial Cup at Sandown. He just found the Berrico Lord too good, but he was well clear of the rest, and it's easy to see why he's favourite.
Tell you what, Cheltenham in the sunshine takes some beating. To have soft grounds helped today, just slowing them down a bit from the times, obviously, from the first race, and the runners starting to get down to the start. Are they with you, Luke?
King of Kingsfield's just come over. What a magnificent big horse he is. And is it much softer than it was yesterday, Jack?
Yeah, it's a bit more
tested. Smashing looking horse he is. Here comes just some of the others now. This is Five Stockhouse coming down, and Paul Townend on Absurde as well. And there's Danny. Look, just look down on the ground. Just look down there. I know this is just a plateau of how deep it is. It's much the deepest it's been. Is it more testing than yesterday, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So the jockeys. That's why we're not getting the sprint finishes. He doesn't say much, but it's to the point.
So, question for you, Anthony. What's the boss, JP's? What's his record at a Cheltenham Festival?
He has had 7 winners the year San Roy, and I think it was the year Barry retired. Yeah. So he's
what's he had
4 so far. Yeah,
Four so
good
far,
chances
okay.
today. Good chances today. So Scottish ran well last time. Ed Zenta ran really well. Risk Bell was 3rd in the Martin Pipe last year. So I'd probably just pick. I think I'd pick Zenta of the ones he has in this race.
You'll be hoping Ireland bounce back after they were thumped by England at Twickenham.
It's good sometimes to let sport be competitive every now and again. You got to let some people win now and again.
Thankfully, the Cheltenham Festival the last couple of days has been as well. England in France, of course. You'll see it live on ITV tomorrow from 7:20. There's the Rich Ritchie colours. Mick Fitzgerald, who do you like in the county?
I like Zenta. I think she's got some really good form. She's got grade 1 winning form, which is always a bit of a plus in a handicap. It's quite interesting as well that the money has come for So Scottish. I'm a fan of that horse as well. He'll stay well, and that's what you'll need today, I think, in this race.
Yeah, looks very well handicapped, So Scottish. Look out for those JP colours. Zenta's got the star on the cap. The white cap is So Scottish. Meg, who do you like?
Magical Zoe, I think, has got a solid chance. She's very consistent. She was second at the festival in the Mayor's Novice last year, so she goes well here.
Michael O'Leary's saying the ground wouldn't suit his horse. Hasn't put off the punters. Brian?
Yes, very late support. King of Kingsfield, 5-1, 9-2, 4-1. Expect Kennedy to play late and very late.
On the exchanges, joint favourites, King of Kingsfield mirroring that support in the betting ring. He's well supported.
So they start to turn the corner. Affodil at the front there. Meg, will that be the tactic?
Well, I am slightly surprised because I thought he'd be ridden with a bit of patience and confidence, but I just, to be honest with you, think that...
He's going to be from the front, Meg.
Well, yeah, I just think he's better on flat track, but he does usually get sort of dropped in a bit. Not too sure.
What a day he had yesterday. He's looking for a famous treble. Hasn't had one for 25 years after those two winners yesterday. As they are starting to work forward. Hopefully the starts will be smoother today, mate. You were down there yesterday.
I was down there. The trouble is, I think, once the first race went, the jockeys kind of lost confidence, and then they were taking the starter on. That was the problem.
Well, they're often racing, and Affodil's Enterprise has yielded a 5-length lead. Freddie Ginchel lined up well ahead of them, started to let them go, and he's poached a cheap 5 lengths as they race on towards the first. Media Naranja towards the inside as they rise at flight number 1. They are all over. Absurde is held up in last place. So out in the lead as they race towards the second is Affodil by about 5 lengths. The first of the McManus battalions is Zenta, green cap with a white star. Media Naranja towards the inside. Petit Tonnerre ridden a little closer this afternoon in the first time headgear. The red cap of the McManus 5 runners. Then behind these towards the left-hand side we have Mr. Freedom. They're being tracked by Favour, who's in mid-division in company with Risk Bell in the quartered McManus colours. Westport Cove comes next, So Scottish, the white cap, white face on the outside of King of Kingsfield as they race on towards the next. Magical Zoe's towards the outside, Pied Piper towards the inner with Lotus Sood, Bialystok with Samwi and Absurd. So climbing towards the second, and out in the lead it is Affodil by about 3 lengths from Media Naranja racing in second place. In third will be Zenta, and Petit Tonnerre who took it in 4th place. They're all over that okay as they move away from the stands. Racing in 5th is Mr. Freedom, King of Kingsfield, maroon and white on the inside of Favour, and then Risk Bell in the quartered cap. Then behind these Westport Cove with So Scottish, Pied Piper on the inside of the grey Lotus Sood, By My Side and Samwi are the next two with Magical Zoe, Bialystok and Absurd. So now they'll turn left-handed and race towards the next trio of flights on the side of the course, and it's Affodil who has the advantage from, in second place, Media Naranja with racing in third towards the outside Zenta. Petit Tonnerre races in 4th place with Mr. Freedom, King of Kingsfield and Favour in company then with, on the inside, So Scottish, the outside Risk Bell with Lotus Sood between the pair as Affodil reaches flight number 3, which they're all over. Jumping out to the right was Zenta in second place, and dropping to the back now is By Your Side. On towards the middle of this trio of obstacles, Affodil still with a clear lead. Media Naranja in second place. Over in third towards the outside was Zenta. Petit Tonnerre slightly into the bottom of it, but Rancy's in 4th place with Mr. Freedom, Favour, Lotus Sood and towards the outside Risk Bell. Then Westport Cove and King of Kingsfield towards the inside as there was a mistake towards the inner by again Petit Tonnerre who didn't pick his feet up. Magical Zoe, she is towards the outside ahead of Pied Piper, then So Scottish. Behind these Bialystok. Absurd is still last, preceded by Samwi and By Your Side. So the jumping thins out now as we reach the halfway stage with just 3 flights to take, but inside the final mile. And out in the lead, it is Affodil from in second, Media Naranja. Racing in third is Zenta with Petit Tonnerre, Mr. Freedom, and Lotus Sood, who's made ground. That's the grey on the outside. King of Kingsfield also moving forward to the inside of Risk Bell. Behind these Magical Zoe, who's made a couple of places with Favour. Then behind these Westport Cove on the outer of So Scottish, as Affodil's rider Freddie Ginchel has a look behind him. Pied Piper is pushed along. Still towards the back is Absurd with By Your Side, and they're preceded by, on the outside, Bialystok, who's one of those that's going to chart a wide course as they still have a fair run before they reach the second last. Affodil it is who has the lead. In second place, Media Naranja. In third is Zenta with Petit Tonnerre in 4th place. Then on the outside, Lotus Sood and Mr. Freedom. Magical Zoe's made ground. Favour comes next in the pink colours. Bialystok right out wide with Westport Cove also trying to get into into contention now. King of Kingsfield staying towards the inner as they race towards the second last flight of hurdles. Affordil just picks up in front with Zenta, then towards the inside Media Naranja, Petit Tonneau on their heels with Mr. Freedom, then Loda Sud and Favois. King of Kingsfield beginning to manoeuvre out. This is where the county hurdle traditionally develops. They fan out on the run towards the last. It is Affordil who has the lead. Media Naranja, King of Kingsfield towards the inner. Favois coming there. Towards the outside, Loda Sud. Magical Zoe trying to come with a chance. Absurd creeping through the pack in the white colours with the pink cap. As out in the lead, Affordil. From in second place, Loda Sud. Towards the inside is Zenta, then Favois. Absurd continues to pick the way through the field. Then in 5 paces, Mr. Freedom. This is the last. Loda Sud has now got to Affordil. Absurd has been produced with plenty of chance on the far side. It's Loda Sud for the Skeltons. Over on the inside, Absurd is now driven alongside by Paul Townend. And Paul Townend drives Absurd to the lead. A masterful ride. Picked his way through the field to catch Loda Sud. Affordil, Pied Piper, Magical Zoe, Favois and Zenta are all involved for the minor honours. Behind those we have Samui and all the way back to the likes of Petit Tonneau and also Bialystok. That is a great ride through the field for Absurd. Right out the back, the slalom through to get Loda Sud. It is very close for third. When they come through, there'll be 3 horses, I think. Magical Zoe, Pied Pipers, who slow it down. Magical Zoe's in the middle, Pied Pipers on the far side. Either way, perhaps Pied Piper just ahead of Magical Zoe. Affordil's 5th, Favois 6th, Zenta is 7th. And they were away from Risk Bell and Sam Wee. Absurd, one of the most versatile horses in training, has won the county hurdle. A winner for Willie Mullins, beating in the process Dan Skelton, and that could decide the leading trainer for the week.
Well, Absurd. And Absurd it was. A brilliant win there. And it's another win on the board for us. Our top selection of the day. I'm not sure if I've got the first 4 home there. But it was a great win by Absurd. Big price as well. And even bigger on Betfair. So let's go out in style today. A great win, and as I say, we'll be back for the 250. So make sure you're here to listen to what tips we've got.